Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today I will be gaming on a 13-year-old CPU. The Intel Core 2 Quad Q6600 is an early quad-core CPU that was released in January of 2007. In this video I will be pairing this CPU with the NVIDIA GT240, which is a somewhat good choice for the underrated CPU performance of 2007. If you want to build a computer with the same CPU, I recommend pairing the Intel Q6600 with the NVIDIA GT710 or a more powerful graphics card with the CPU. I originally had a GeForce GTX 560 Ti for the CPU, but the GPU proved to be a bit too powerful for the CPU. The Intel Core 2 Quad Q6600 kind of holds up in 2020 as it is a 4-core CPU. It is also inexpensive as you can find the Intel Core 2 Quad on eBay for less than $20. The base clock of the CPU is 2.4 GHz, but if you find the CPU is a bit slow, I recommend overclocking the CPU to 3.6 GHz. This will give the Intel Core 2 Quad Q6600 a little performance boost when playing games. Alright, on to the benchmarks. I'll be running Cinebench on the CPU so you can get a good idea of the performance of the Core 2 Quad Q6600. In Cinebench, the Intel Core 2 Quad scored 750. Compared to an Intel Core i5 5300U, it gets a bit higher than that. Also, sorry about the video, I had to record this footage with the camera instead of a recording software, as it did not work properly with the PC. This is in some cases better than 2 or 4 core laptops from 2019. Even though it's a CPU from 13 years ago. Browsing the internet and some light gaming should be a breeze for this computer or CPU unless you have 8 GB of RAM installed. Now let's get on to playing some games. In CSGO, it achieves 46 to 156 FPS. If you want to achieve this FPS, I recommend turning the CSGO settings down. The FPS is quite good even though this game is CPU heavy, meaning it relies more on your CPU performance rather than your GPU performance. Still, upgrading your GPU to a more powerful GPU will improve the performance somewhat. The game did stutter a bit though, but it did hold up. Next, I will be playing World at War. In World at War, got 31 to 90 FPS on all high settings. And I know this game is from 2008, but it is very good FPS for this game. When I was looking indoors, the FPS jumped close to 90 FPS, but when I looked outside, I got close to 31 to 50 FPS. The Intel Core 2 Quad would have no trouble playing older titles like Half-Life episodes or Grand Theft Auto 4. This CPU would be fantastic for people that want to play older games like World at War. Now, in Minecraft 1.15, the Intel Core 2 Quad got 60 to 80 FPS on all high settings. On all low settings in Minecraft, it got 93 to 226 FPS, which is very good for an old CPU like this one. Honestly, the performance of the CPU is very good considering that the CPU is 13 years old. And if you want to build a computer that can run some older titles, then this is a good choice for you. The Intel Core 2 Quad is very good and is less than $20 on eBay. And I would recommend this CPU if you want to build a cheap ass gaming PC. Anyways guys, thank you guys for watching. Comment, like and subscribe, and see you guys later. Goodbye.